This is Counterpoint, and I'm your host, Tanya Allen. With British Columbia's provincial election just a few weeks away, recent polls have suggested that the BC Liberals, Conservatives, and NDPs are neck and neck. And in a very dramatic turn of events, in late August, Kevin Falcon, the then leader of the BC United, formerly the BC Liberals, suspended his campaign as leader and urged all supporters to back the BC Conservatives in this election. The irony is that just 2 years ago, Falcon removed John Rustad, the now BC Conservative leader, from caucus. So now the two men seem to have buried the hatchet in an attempt to stop the vote splitting. So, what issues are top of mind for BC voters as they head to the polls on October 19th? What should we make of this new arrangement with the BC United and the BC Conservatives? And with the polls indicating a close three-way race, what can we expect on Election Day? Well, joining me now to share their insights are Brock Stephenson, political commentator, and Allie Blades of MASH Strategy. Thank you both for joining me today. I'm happy to dive right in on this very soon happening provincial election. And I've been following it for several weeks, and I think this is very exciting. There's lots happening. So why don't we start with you, Brock? Why don't you walk us through recent polling and tell us where things are sitting right now? Did I get it right in my opener?
Yes, so the BC Liberal Party became BC United under the leadership of their current leader, Kevin Falcon. The rebrand was a disaster. People didn't know who BC United were. They were still mad at the BC Liberals for Christy Clark's reckless government in the final years of her term, which is 7 years ago. And the reset didn't work. Kevin Falcon's highest poll numbers were pretty much the first poll after he won the leadership. He slowly plummeted until a fast descent this spring, where the BC Conservatives gained from momentum. Pierre Poilievre had picked up in fall 2023 and started to grow with him. And now the BC Conservatives are clearly the alternative choice. The NDP started attacking them in the spring instead of Kevin Falcon and the BC United. And we're at a point now where late August, Kevin Falcon threw in the towel and said, I'd rather defeat the NDP than give them a third term in government, buried the hatchet with his rival, John Rustad. And now we've got, as usual, a bit of chaos in BC politics, but we've got a two-way race, and the election is October 19th. So we'll see who comes out on top.
Wow, what an interesting turn of events. It's not every day that you see a leader of the party or of a party kind of take one for the team and say, I want the greater good here. We really need to just defeat the incumbent. Ali, this seems unprecedented to me. Am I giving too much credit to Kevin Falcon? Did he actually stand a chance, or was this a really altruistic move?
It's important to recognize the timeline into much what Brock was saying. Yes, the BC United went from that rebrand from the Liberals, but it was a slow, 1,000 cut death, really, for the BC United. It wasn't so much that the rebrand didn't work, and this is an important note. It's that no one, voters particularly, knew where the BC United stood on things. This being a coalition of federal Liberals, federal Conservatives, but now there's a viable option for Conservatives. And so where's their audience? Where are they getting their vote? And because their policy under Kevin Falcon, his announcements were kind of all over the political spectrum, that he made announcements that favored more of the left-leaning NDP, centrist voters. And then the next day he would make a radical shift more to the right in favor of conservative voters, and then being everything to everyone didn't necessarily work. And that just continued with slow, steady declines in the polls. I want to point out a very specific kind of a logistical note is that he suspended the BC United campaign, not that the organization is dissolving. So there, in crazy BC politics, who knows what we're going to see after the election on October 19th? We could see these independent candidates, which are also a very important topic in this campaign. We could see independent candidates who were incumbents for the BC United go back to being BC United if they were successful. And then these independent candidates, this vote split. So to your question, Kevin Falcon made this decision to avoid a vote split, assuming that nobody would then enter the race as independents. Well, boy, was he wrong, because then everyone decided to run as an independent. And so now that continued vote split fear is going to potentially happen in some areas.
Okay, we're going to take this up in just a few moments.